A warm welcome to another edition of Naija Mouthpiece. Naija Mouthpiece is a magazine program that brings about the beauty of Nigerians, the quality of what Nigerians can do. They can do spirit of Nigerians that are both abroad and those at home in Nigeria. Today we are having a special personality on set, and I would leave the portion of introducing him to the gentleman that is my co-host of today. And my name, by the way, is Phillips Ayodike, aka Mega.
Yes, and I am Morris Imadu, popularly known as MC Morris, and it's a pleasure to introduce to you the man that we call the Bishop. Is the CEO Hotpot Catering Hotpot Restaurant, but I think he stands best ground to do justice to his introduction. I have always known him as Bishop, so let's get to know his real name today.
Thank you. You got it right. My name is Bishop Onomelaya, and I'm from Delta State. And like you rightly said, I graduated from Abdul Saleh University, Ekpoma, Public Administration. And as you know, we are here in Canada. And yeah, that's as much as I can say about me, except otherwise.
Okay, Mr. Bishop, permit me to call you that for today.
Oh, free, man.
Okay, so we want to get to know what inspired you to begin with, because from myself and Mega, we know that you've been around for like 5 years or more right now. Is that correct? Okay, so
no, he's been here for more than 5 years. He's been here for about 9 years now. So he's no longer a baby in Canada, and that's why we have him on set, because so many things about him stands to encourage the upcoming and even the oldies that needs to be encouraged.
Wow.
9 years is like 9 days now, eh?
Okay.
But it's okay.
Okay,
But
so
it's okay.
would you quickly take time to tell us about your arrival, your challenges, and your beginning?
Okay, we'll start from the arrival. I got here sometime, like you said, 9 years ago, and one of the reasons was because I wanted to be able to, do those things that I love in an environment where I'll be able to achieve it. I wouldn't say my country, Nigeria, is that bad, but a lot of times you do stuff, and because the system isn't functioning right, it feels like you don't even know what you're doing. It feels like you're confused. It feels like and a lot of people suffering that even to this day. They haven't even been able to discover their true selves, even though we have a lot of potentials. If you see the internet these days, anything Nigerian put on, they cast them. You can see the whole internet now is full with all kind of Nigeria stuff, and people are really loving it. Those are some of the kind of things I'm talking about. So yeah, when I got here, it wasn't that smooth, but because I believe so much in myself and I believe in God, I just knew that whatever it was that I wanted to achieve, I will be able to achieve it over here. And by His grace, yeah, I think everything is going good. There's no complaint for now.
Oh, wow. Thank you very much, Bishop. If I may ask, like every young Nigerian, like you said, aspiring to move out of the environment just because so many things are not functioning, that is not what we desire as young men out there. We want a functioning environment, right?
Yeah.
Now, like you said, you came into Canada and you started off doing business. But there's a question he asked. We really want to know, is it that you came in, you started the business, or you started from somewhere before you delved into business? Yeah. Because everyone, I think, most of immigrants in Canada has their humble beginning.
They are either working in the factory, some are doing Uber, some are doing, so what did you start with?
What did you start with? We just
that's a very good one. Yeah, you're right. I mean, when I got here, okay, back home, I had my own business going. I had Cartel Waters, I had Cartel Motors, and I had Cartel Travel and Tours. While I had that going on, I also was a member of the Nollywood industry, and somehow I got to the position of being the financial secretary of Nollywood. You know, and I got into the movie thing and everything was going good. I did a couple of movies, you know, with some big names too. But when I got here, those are some of the things that I wanted to do, because I mean, that was what I was doing back home, and I really enjoyed doing it. And trust me, that took me over 10 countries in the world, even before I got here. You know, but as soon as I got over here, I discovered that things not be the way it be for back home. For here, if you're not working, you're not going to chop. Back home, I could just call you and say, hey, Maurice, where you there? I come your house, come chop free food, you know. Like, even though, you know, you want to get things going. But I discovered that over here, it doesn't work like that. When I came here, I did a movie with, what's his name now? Nosal Baseki, and it was produced by, what's this guy's name now? I can't really remember, you know. And after then, I discovered that it not be as it be for Nigeria, it be here. You have to go hustle, because anybody who is coming to your set or anybody who's coming to you have to get paid, because they have bills to take care of. So at that point, I got discouraged because I didn't even have the money. I just came. But I wanted to go back into movie kind of, you know, because it gives me a lot of joy to, you know, either be in front of camera or behind camera, just having a good time, you know. I was like, it's not working. So maybe I should do something else. Like you said, the part you know one here, sorry, you go still hear him. I decided to, you know, work in a factory. It's called MCC. I don't know the full meaning of that now. It's up not kill. You know, I walked over there, they told me to electrician, you know, they just connect things, do all that kind of stuff. And my wife also, she was working, even though we both knew that wasn't what we wanted. We'd be like, okay, but since we can't just jump into it, we have to get something going. And I did that job for a couple of years, and it wasn't what I wanted. You know, house rent, this, that. It can't be like, say, even the Naija self can't be like, say, better pass, you know? Whereas it wasn't. Because the life we were living from back home, the bid already mount. So when we got here, we started in a certain level because when you don't know and you get into it, then you start thinking, oh, I wish I knew. I could do this level like this. So it became something of, oh, you have to think of something else like a plan B before you can achieve it. I'll be like, okay, so what can I do? Since this is not working, let me go into Uber. Then I bought my car, and the first day I drove, I got a ticket for $322. Bro, I got a ticket for $320 something. I made a wrong turn on King Street downtown. I was doing Uber, and I called my wife. I was like, baby, man, I know they do Uber again. I took a ride for like less than $40, and they're charging me $325 for making a wrong turn. I'm coming home. She laughed. She'd be like, no, don't worry, you'll be fine. I said, no way. I came home that night. And it took me 1 week to get myself together to go back to doing Uber. So while I was doing all of this, my wife and I were still talking. Back home, my mom used to have the best restaurant in Benin, all the way down to Auchi. My wife, the mom, used to have one of the best restaurants in Lagos, somewhere in Adira, Gusoya. So this is something that we truly wanted to do, like go into the hospitality business, restaurant in particular. And I'm like, okay, so what do we do? I'm doing Uber now. Oh yes, you know. I'm like, okay, so how do we raise money for that? You know, it's really hard to, you know, back home if you get small change, if you just put kiosks, put this, boom, restaurant don't start. But over here, it doesn't work like that. There are paperwork to be done, the background check to be done, there's this, they're like, we didn't know all that. You see what I mean? So I'll be like, let's even take paper and buy and even see if this is something we could truly achieve. Before we reach the middle of the list, we find ourselves more two things involved. You can't just dive into it. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'll go back to Uber. You continue doing your PSW. Let's see where we can lead us, you know? And because it was really challenging and frustrating, I wouldn't lie to you. We went to the bank. And we're like, yo, with full confidence, say, guy, forget to sabi cook the food and a fire, but we just need small thing, you know, how if you just to help us. Like, bank be like, the business won't call, where the location? Say, you never start to say, oh, sorry, we can't help you. That one a ghost business. Are we sure? Then I'll be like, oh, so now so that they operate for you. Then over you give person money, say, okay, I trust your words. Go, I'll be like, baby, we're in trouble. I say, okay, let's go back and do what we can. Let's leave it to God, you know what I mean? So as God will have it, because we already knew what we wanted, we'll be like, okay, because we didn't have much, let's look out for any location that used to be a kitchen. So that way we can reduce costs, we could just, you know, start up. And by His grace, one fateful day, everything just positioned itself. My wife called me and said, hey, I just met this lady, she has a place, she wants to give it out. Let's see if it's something that we want to go. I'm like, why not? Let's do it. You know, and that was how we started. It was pretty small place, like 15 to 20 feet, I think. And that was how we started, you know. And starting was one thing. Keeping it running was another thing. Now we discovered that we needed to hire people. And people are not willing to work. I'm telling you. It's not that they're not willing to work. I think the problem was because, I mean, that was the same problem we had when we came. The expectation was too big. So if you tell somebody, oh, come work with me, I pay you minimum wage an hour, blah, 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 they'll be like, they look their house rent, they look this. This is not what they want to do. After 2 weeks, they're gone. Then it becomes a challenge. You know, I told my wife, I say, we don't enter, we can't go back now. We have to keep going. So for like 2 years, it was really hard. It was just me and my wife. We serve the people, we do the cooking, we wash the dishes, we do everything. We wake up 6 a.m., we go home 12 a.m. every day for 2 years. You know, and at one point, everything just started, you know, taking shape and, you know. And yeah, that was how we started pushing and we got to where we are today.
Wow. Anyway, I think one of the things that sustained you and your wife is the fact that this thing runs in the family, right?
Yeah.
But I want to ask, because looking out there, Hot Pots Catering Services stands out. What has kept you guys going? Because one thing I realize is that some Nigerian restaurant or intercontinental restaurant, they open up within a year or two, they fold. You discover that they either wound up, they folded, or so. But yours, you've been consistent for 2, 3, 4 years now, and everything has been going the way it's meant to be. So what has kept you going?
That's a very good one. I think it's God. I wouldn't say it's man, even though man is God to man. God won't fall from heaven to get things done. He's going to operate with another man. You know, so I would say it's God. Secondly, I think, like you said, it runs in the family. In every business you want to go into, you must know some tricks. I will call it tricks because it helps. If you don't have those ideas on how it works, then if you jump into it, sometimes if you are learning it during the process, you might get it right or get it wrong completely. And things go different, you know. So I think first is God. Secondly is knowing some of these tricks, like how to be nice to the people, how to respond to the people, because I've been to other restaurants, and if I come to your establishment and I'm coming to give you money, even though there's something that I needed from you, and you don't treat me right, then there's tendency that I'm not coming back. There's always a tendency that I will not tell the next guy about you. But remember, word of mouth is the fastest means of any kind of advertisement. Wow. Oh, trust me, it's always been like that. So if I treat you good, you will obviously tell the next guy, oh, Bob, now that place. Oh. Sometimes 6, 7 people even sitting with you, and you just say one word, boom, and I just make 7 new clients. Whereas if I have treated you badly and you use those same words, I will lose all 7 of them. Plus, another thing, if I go somewhere to pay money for any services, I want to get value for it. So I also think that one of the reasons why we're still there is because people get value for their money. What that means is that the food tastes good, the services is good, and we make everybody feel at home. It's like family. We laugh, we joke, like me, I do that. When I come in, I have a lot of friends who come and eat in my restaurant. Most times I serve them, I take their dishes. It's fun for me. That way we have the opportunity to get to discuss, know each other. There's fun, So I think these are some of the things that's been keeping us going. And also, another secret is we do not have, apart from my wife and I, we do not have any other person in the kitchen cooking. The rest of them are just helpers, so that way the food don't taste differently. That's one of the reasons why some of these people, like I said, they face difficulties because they don't have passion for it. The money will come, but first let your passion be what leads you, that drive, you know what I mean? So that way, when you are doing it, you're consistent, like you said. So we try to make sure that part, we handle it, nicely. We don't have people coming in today, you teach this guy, you teach that guy. Then when they say, oh, tomorrow I'm not working anymore, you're trapped. You bring the next guy, your food tastes different. That's another problem, So I think those are some of the things that have really kept us going. And thanks to all our valued customers, you guys are great. I mean, if it wasn't for them, I don't know, we wouldn't be here today.
Okay, Bishop, the question I want to ask you, it's you and your wife doing the cooking. I think that to an extent it's going to be a major challenge.
Okay.
In the sense that you live in a country where it is easily said that the woman is the head of the house. And right. Now, so let's say you are a backup cook, like an assistant cook, and it's going to be Bishop, bring the stockfish, Bishop, bring this, and all that. Was the job kind of disrespectful to you at any point, you assisting your wife being a backup?
No, that's the most fun part of it for me. Yeah, the reason why I say it's the most fun part of it for me is because even before we got here back home, I love food, I love to eat. But once we had the restaurant, it became a problem. I not coffee to eat again. I eat like once every day, So back to your question, for me it's the fun part. Even before we had the restaurant, my wife and I don't know, a gift from God. She's my best friend. There are certain things I can say to her. If you don't know she's my wife and somebody says, oh, that's his wife, you will bet your money and you will lose. You'll be like, he can't say that. That's his wife. Like, that's how close we are. So doing what you just asked wasn't a challenge for us. To me, in my head, if you can't do it, why can't you support who's doing it? It's like mounting these cameras, doing everything. Okay, you're going to mount the camera, but you can't be the guy to bring the stand from the box. There should be somebody who should at least, help out to see that it's less stress for you. So once we started, like I said, 2 years of the years we spent so far was just me and her. So that was the learning process for us. We will fight. Even while in the kitchen, we will fight. Sometimes I go just vex, you just send person message, just send me message. You won't kill me, go do this, go do it. You okay? Let me do this, or you go and do this. And we will laugh, and it's fun. Like today is fun. Like, I take orders. If I want to make problem, I take orders the days that we're not supposed to. And I call her, I say, hey baby, I just took this order and it's for you. She'll be like, you can't do that. Like, you know what I mean? So for us, that's the fun part. I don't think I had any challenge from when we started to date. With me and my wife doing this, I mean, it's been fun, and going forward, I think we won't have any issue.
Yeah, personally, I consider you to be someone that has been magnanimous with the way you try as much as possible, because there is basically, it's rare for one to go on any entertainment show in Canada without seeing your signature on there as one of the major sponsors.
Yeah.
Is it because you're somebody that has the entertainment background, or you're doing this out of your magnanimity? Because to be honest, I can sense your level of support for entertainment.
You just answered the question, though. It's both. Yeah, because from back home, like I said, I've been in the industry, right? And you know how it works. If you have passion for something, you can't be away from it. So a lot of the things that I'm doing, I'm not doing it because I needed how do I put it now? A reward, that's the word. None of that. It's just something that's a key for the kind of business that you are into. You get what I mean? Like I said, word of mouth is the fastest means of advertisement. So if you somehow support your community, appreciate what they do, then that comes back to you in return. Not like you're waiting for it. You're not. It just comes. You know what I mean? Like you said, every show you go, if I'm not there, you see my signature. It's not because I'm trying to say, oh, we are the best, or we are... The people are the judge. Like I said, we won the award for being the best restaurant of the year, also best breakout restaurant of the year. That was in my making. You know, it's part of these things, and we love doing it, and we will continue doing it, because if we don't do it, then how are we supposed to grow the community? How are we supposed to show to the world that we have this strong bond amongst ourselves? You know what I mean? So for me, yeah, I think it's both that's playing out. Yeah, I think it's both.
Our listeners out there, two things he has been able, that I personally could grab from the last questions he answered. He talked about passion.
Yeah.
He talked about friendship with the wife. Those two things are quite important. You're establishing a business, you must have a passion for what you do. If you don't have a passion for what you do, you are bound to fail. Then if you are in joint business or a family business and you're not sharing the same dream or vision with your partner, the business will fail. So that is why he's been able to, the business has been able to, they've been able to sustain the business. Let us go on a quick break, then we'll come back.
Developmental service workers, DSWs, are trained to work with individuals living with developmental disabilities in diverse settings such as classrooms, hospitals, group homes, and our communities. DSWs help their clients become independent in completing activities of daily living and community integration. Behavior Price College of Business and Health Studies offers a unique DSW training by introducing the DSW-B, which is the Developmental Service Worker Behavioral. This unique course incorporates a behavior management course in all 4 semesters of the program and equips graduates with the additional skills to develop and implement program plans based on the principles of Applied Behavior Analysis, ABA. Hurry and register now. Call 416-742-5913 or visit www.behaviorpricecollege.ca. Behavior Price College, in pursuit of excellence.
thank you guys. We appreciate this time. And again, I need to ask you a question. You mentioned it that before you started this business, you went to the bank trying your chance to see if they if you can secure a loan, but at the end of the day it didn't get to work out. How is it for newcomers, immigrants to establish business in Canada? How difficult has it been for you and your wife, and what do you think is the catalyst to make it work?
Very good question.
When I'm talking about sourcing for the funds.
That's a very good one, because I would say I went through that route, right? And while we're talking, I also mentioned to you that one of the reasons why we succeeded or we got started was because we went back to the drawing board. Since we couldn't get the funds that we wanted to set up, a kitchen and get the business going, we decided that we would look for something that's been existing that someone wants to, either sell, rent, or, so that way you could cut cost. So I would say to anyone who's willing, that's looking to go into a business, don't get discouraged. It's two things: believe and receive. If you do that, trust me, you will always get it right. Don't be scared. If you do that, you will remain poor, because that's what it means, that you're passing over your opportunities. If you miss it one time, go back to it and see where you missed it. You didn't miss the whole thing. So you're going back to it, you're just hitting that point where you missed it, and before you know it, boom, you cross to the other part. So for those of us who are looking to go into business from the scratch, first thing you must do, for me, for you to be successful in a business, you have to be able to, first of all, know what kind of business you want to go into. I wouldn't say you can't do certain things. It's what you think you can do. But if you ask me, I think for your business to be very successful, it has to be like a business that is like solving problems. You get what I mean? If your business is kind of a business that solves problems, then you are good to go. Because what that means is, while they are sleeping, you are making arrangement for the problems that's going to be coming to you the next day. So while you are sleeping, they are coming to have their problems solved. What that means is that you don't want to go into a business where you wake up in the morning, you are praying to God, oh God, please let these people come by. No. It's fine. People can do that, and you can build the business up to a level where it peaks. But for me, I just think that if you go into a business that's, people need the services, then you will succeed. Plus, you don't want to go into a business that would require so much fun. Because I believe if you start from the scratch, before you get to that level where, your clientele becomes very big, you also don't really learn the tricks of the business. So that way, whatever amount or whatever funds that's available for you, you'll be able to, kickstart with that. Most times, taking loans, starting a business is not always the right option. It's not the best way to go. The reason is, what if somehow something happens? Then you're indebted. The business isn't there, you're owing, then you don't even know where to start or where to go. And you don't want to borrow money to start a business, it crashes, then you go to another bank to borrow money to pay the person who just gave you money and stuff. So I don't think that is the best route to go. It's two ways. Either you partner with one or two of your friends that have the same vision, the same drive, the same dream, come together and do stuff, then you push it, then you can succeed. But if you just want to go into it because you think this is what this guy is doing, I can do it, then trust me, most times you might not even get to the end before you even get started.
Okay. Have you ever regretted the business you are doing right now?
I don't think anybody who is doing anything that's positive, especially in business that's bringing income, no matter how hard it is, that you can complain and say, hey, I shouldn't have, right?
So from the beginning, from when?
It's been stressful. There's no easy way around it. But because you could take care of your bills, you could take care of your family, then you don't have to complain, right? You signed up for it. So we are in it already. I wouldn't say the business is bad. Yes, there are challenges, but why not? There are times you feel like, oh, on Christmas Day, people call me and say, why is your restaurant not open? I'll be like, today is Christmas, not be me kill Christ. They'll be like, okay, so what till we go eat now? Bro, what can I do? Can't you cook at home? We'll come and pick it from your house. I'll be like, please, okay, can you come 26? He said, no, I have to eat. I said, okay, I get Christmas food. I'm inviting you to come and eat. You don't need to come and buy, you know what I mean? So in those situations, you feel like, oh, these guys, they don't know you have a life too, right? And yeah, that's the most difficult part of it.
There was no time that you just said, the money I used to open this restaurant, I should have just used it to buy Bitcoin.
No way. No, I don't think there was ever any time that I regretted. The only time that almost happened was when we started. Like I said, it took us 2 years to be able to, settle down and have our first employee come in and say, hey, I'm willing to work. I'm like, oh, why not? Come, join us. You know what I mean? And to God be the glory, he's been my older staff. He's been with me since then to date. And the rest of the other staff that I've had, mostly Nigerians, they come and go, and yeah.
From the moment you walk up to the environment that houses hot pot, you realize that hot pot occupies the entire one side of the edifice. And on top of the hot pot is the Palace Lounge.
Yeah.
You didn't start off as owner of a lounge. You started off as owner of a restaurant.
Yeah.
So how did you come to birth the Palace, and how is Palace faring?
Your questions are always on point. Yes, we didn't start up with owning a lounge. We started up with having a restaurant, takeout only. Remember, it wasn't dine-in. It was takeout. People just come, buy, and go. And then we would make, say, maybe 200 a day, 150. I was so happy. Because if I times that in a week, I'll be like, yo, this is good money coming. Inshallah, we will get there. You know what I mean? And yeah, as we were growing, the people started asking for more. They'd be like, oh, we want to sit down, we want to be able to, I came from far away, 10, 15 kilometers. Why would I just buy my food and eat in my car? Most time when I finish eating, I want to sleep. Because when you eat good food, the next thing is to sleep, right? I was like, okay, don't worry, we figure out something. And we started, doing our best to see how we can, And we started looking for, space. Like I said, the same challenge we had when we started, we had the same challenge again. A lot of the locations we got didn't have no kitchen, no nothing. And building one would cost you over 300,000 to 500. Setting up a standard restaurant, that's like $500,000. I was like, yo, not again, second time. This time, Uber no fit solve this problem now. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, let's keep going. God will do it. And we just kept going around, looking until we finally got this place. And, the landlord said to me, hey, I got up and I got downstairs. If you want both, you can take it. I'm like, I'm not sure what I'll be doing upstairs. Only restaurant for now. But because of the belief, like I said, why not? We'll take the risk. And we took the whole building. We launched the restaurant. The lounge wasn't even inclusive. But because of the belief that we can, make it work, we just kept the restaurant going. And like I said, our clients also started saying, oh, now with the sit down, why can't we even drink? I'm like, another level. So we decided like, okay, we're going to add the lounge to it. Luckily, we already have the up floor, which we thought would be a good one, And we decided that, okay, why not? Let's give it a try. And as God will have it, by the help of our clientele, our customers, the crowd, everybody kept coming. So this is celebrity restaurant. Last year, in 2023, we won 2 or 3 awards. Best Breakout Restaurant of the Year, Best Restaurant of the Year, We also won one award for, I can't remember, I think best supporting restaurant for Nigerian industry, something. You know, so, and we have all the celebrities coming here, from all the big names, you know, even down to Big Cubana himself. You know, everybody, AY, you name them, everybody has been here. So we decided that, okay, let's add the lounge. Since we have all these celebrity coming, everybody coming, why not? So when they come, they eat, they also have a place to lounge. You know, and with the help of my friends and people around, you know, we got it going and everything went smooth, and that's where we are today with the lounge. And it's actually called Palace Lounge. That's the brand I'm wearing, Palace.
It's rare for one to go on any entertainment show in Canada without seeing your signature on there as one of the major sponsors.
Yeah.
Is it because you're somebody that has the entertainment background?
Yeah, because from back home, like I said, I've been in the industry, right? And you know how it works. If you have passion for something, you can't be away from it. So a lot of the things that I'm doing, I'm not doing it because I needed how do I put it now? A reward, that's the word. None of that. It's just something that's a key for the kind of business that you are into. You get what I mean? Like I said, word of mouth is the fastest means of advertisement. So if you somehow support your community, appreciate what they do, then that comes back to you in return. Not like you're waiting for it, you're not. It just comes. You know what I mean? Like you said, every show you go, if I'm not there, you see my signature. It's not because I'm trying to say, oh, we are the best, or we are, the people are the judge. Like I said, we won the award for being the best restaurant of the year, also best breakout restaurant of the year. That was in my making. You know, it's part of these things, and we love doing it, and we will continue doing it, because if we don't do it, then how are we supposed to grow the community? How are we supposed to show to the world that we have this strong bond amongst ourselves? You know what I mean? So for me, yeah, I think it's both that's playing out. Yeah, I think it's both.
So we know that restaurant business can be very tasking, stressful, and demanding. So what time do you have for yourself? How do you feel relaxed?
If I tell you, it might shock you. I'm a very busy guy. I love money. I love to work. It's just part of me. I just want to keep me busy all the time, you know. Yeah, sometimes in the day I have just 2 hours of sleep. And the days that I'm not too busy, I could get at least 3 hours of sleep. And it's been like that for since when the business started. You know, but why not? We signed up for it. We're looking for ways to close the gap, you know. It's not as if the reason I'm not getting the sleep is because I'm doing everything all by myself. It's because you don't want to be too far away from your business. You don't want to be too, you cannot be bigger than your business, just to put it right. So I do certain things, and I make sure after I finish doing that extra time that I'm supposed to be maybe wasting doing something else, I just come back to the business and looking for those loopholes, looking for those areas where we can. So it takes a lot of my time. That's why I don't really have the sleep. I wait like 9. I get here like 6:45 every morning, and I don't leave till like 12 a.m. because of the lounge. And when I get home, it's that time of the day when me and wifey get to talk, like how the day went, what went wrong, how we can fix it for the next day and stuff. Before you go to bed, it's like 2 a.m. already, and you are up again for 6. You know what I mean? So that's why I said sometimes 3 hours, sometimes 2, and yeah, by His grace, when everything's settled down, then you know we could add some more hours. But trust me, these big guys you see, I doubt if they even go to bed at all.
Health is wealth.
Yeah,
we need to at least give ourselves
take care
rest,
of yourself.
take care of yourself, and all work, no play makes Jack a dull boy.
Yeah.
So I'll say you on that.
Yeah.
Like you said, health is wealth. You don't want to work too much, die, and next of kin just come from nowhere, and because they don't get joy on a 2 seconds. You know what I mean? So by His grace, yeah, we're doing other stuff, steady workout, and you know, just at least to make sure the body is functioning right. And yeah, sometimes we do go for checkup, make sure there's no hidden anything anywhere. And tomorrow they say, oh, they don't catch winch, winch not there anywhere. You know what I mean?
So what should we be looking at in the years to come? Are you looking at opening other branches, or is just gonna be here?
Or you're looking at having franchise? You want to give out your franchise to people out there, because you know one thing about business is, if your business is doing good and you have a very good structure, people want to follow follow your footstep.
Yeah.
They want to identify with the same structure you have been able to put in place. So what are you looking at? Expansion without you having a franchise, or expansion with franchise? So tell us about what you
like I said, I love money, man, money. So if I'm doing both, I don't think that'll be too much of a headache for me.
Okay.
Because obviously, if you're franchising, what it means is that everything I'm gonna have one station for everything going out to every other branch. And opening other branches, I rather not do that, do franchise instead.
Okay.
Because, like I said, one of the things that's keeping us going is because of the way we treat our customers.
Yeah.
You don't want to trust people too much to thinking that they be able to do these things. A lot of people walking here, they're crazy. They're not crazy sick, they're crazy because they are hungry, they just want things done, boom, boom, boom. There are certain ways you want to speak to such people, there are certain ways you want to handle them, so they don't see it as you trying to be rude. That's one of the fears when it comes to business, and you have to be careful with that. So for instance, if I'm not franchising and I'm opening another branch, then it's either I have to be there, or my wife has to be there, or a family member has to be there. And remember, then someone else has to be cooking the food, which might make it taste different from what you have. And you don't want that. You'll be like, I went to Eddystone, tastes different. I went to Brampton, how come? You know what I mean? So, but if you are franchising, then you can stick to that, and all your branches can have the same taste and stuff. So I think I want to go with the franchise for now. Actually, right now, we're looking to have one branch at Pearson Airport.
Wow.
It's ongoing. We're working on it anytime soon, inshallah.
That's a big one.
Yes,
That's a big one.
we'll have that. So all our people traveling, you don't have to worry. Just go to the airport. Your food is ready. You know, if you're out of the airport, we are here for you. And
so
we're looking to do that.
for our viewers, Pearson Airport coming soon. Hot Pot Restaurant coming soon. Pearson Airport.
Developmental service workers, DSWs, are trained to work with individuals living with developmental disabilities in diverse settings such as classrooms, hospitals, group homes, and our communities. DSWs help their clients become independent in completing activities of daily living and community integration. Behavior Price College of Business and Health Studies offers a unique DSW training by introducing the DSW-B, which is the Developmental Service Worker Behavioral. This unique course incorporates a behavior management course in all 4 semesters of the program and equips graduates with the additional skills to develop and implement program plans based on the principles of applied behavior analysis, ABA. Hurry and register now. Call 416-742-5913 or visit www.behaviorpricecollege.ca. Behavior Price College, in pursuit of excellence.
Now, please, you know, it's an era of Jackpot syndrome in Nigeria, and we're not really happy with the way things are panning out in the nation. That, I mean, administration after administration, no one has been able to do things, something sustainable for the youth that can keep them, I mean, stay put in the country. And look at other African countries, you don't see, except for those ones that are not even, cannot equal the standard of Nigeria, that has, even with those ones, even you won't, even here in Canada, if you want to count the number of nationalities that are from Africa that are resident in Canada, you will see that Nigeria will top the list. So what do you have to say to us, the government of Nigeria, one? Then secondly, what advice do you have for our youths that are yearning to move out of the country to a place like Canada, and when they coming into Canada, what are the opportunities that are open for them?
Oh, Naija, my country, I love that country so much. Remember when we started, I told you some of the things that I'm doing today that God has blessed me with, and it's been positive, didn't start from here. It started from back home. But it's only working out here because the system is working right. I don't know if you understand. So I wouldn't say to people back home to give up on whatever it is they are doing. There are people back home who still succeed in doing business. You know what I mean? And most of them are self-made. It's not like the system helped them out. You know what I mean? So I would say to those kind of people to stick to their belief, stick to what they know how to do best, and see how they can open rooms for others who are back home with them to tap into it. So in the first place, we don't even think of going anywhere. If my country was functioning right, trust me, I wouldn't be here in the first place. There are countries you will go to, they don't travel, like South Africa, you know, to name a few. Because the country is like where we are right now. System, everything working. You know what I mean? So why would they want to go anywhere? The reason people live in the country is because they want to do stuff, there's no support, and even when you even start, it crashes because the system know they function. So I wouldn't discourage anybody at all. The country is blessed. Nigeria as a country can shock the world. You name any country in the States, we have it in Nigeria. You get what I mean? But because we are not functioning right, then it feels like, oh, everybody confused for the country. We are not confused people. We are the most hard-working people I've ever seen. That is why even here, I'm not going to say a problem. People see Nigerians as threat. Because everywhere we mark, we rule it. Not because they will be wicked people or because because the brain of success is already there in us. Like we want to succeed. Then if you somehow have the opportunity of leaving the country and you find yourself over here, just believe that you can achieve anything. Even if you didn't study from back home. You get what I mean? Because the system works right, you can achieve it over here. So I would say to you who is coming, come with your dream, but not because you feel your country is bad or you know what I mean? I wouldn't say that. If you have the chance of coming, it's good. I had the same chance and I came, and I'm here, I'm doing great. Back home, I was also doing great. So if you have the chance to be here, it's a good thing. Your dreams, you're going to meet them, and you're going to get the support that you need. Everything is going to go smoothly. And I would say to our government back home, try to do the things that are right so we don't have a reason to even want to leave in the first place. We just concluded our last election. Even though everybody, they say, oh, and that is a problem. Before the election, it sounded like everybody for the country there for one train. But after the election, you find out, say, come like say the people even confused plenty past people with the reason for the country. We still couldn't get it right. You know what I mean? And when are we supposed to do that? It keeps going, it keeps going. That's another 8 years of stress. And everybody wants to travel. Now, I was reading 2 or 3 days ago, they say Nigerians no longer need visa to South Africa. I'm like, okay. So what's that? South Africa is Africa. You get what I mean? So why is it so? Because they'd already say Nigerians everywhere we mark, we rule it. They come with a lot of ideas. They come with a lot of energy. They come with a lot of spirit. I think that anybody who is around any Nigerian can get tap from it. you cannot be poor in life because this is how we're born with it. You know what I mean? So I would encourage everybody who is planning to either travel or you're here, just believe in your dreams, believe in what you do. Trust me, you can achieve it if you put your best into it. And just believe in God. Everything will go perfectly, smoothly, and, the way you want it.
Another short break, and we go on to the last segment of the program.
Welcome back. It's been a wonderful time, and we still have on the seats Bishop, and I'm sure you guys are enjoying the segment, and you're learning new things. Like you, we always say, they will learn new things. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So
He's an archbishop of lyrics.
yes, he's an archbishop. Yeah, that's one of his lyrics. You know, I've watched him drop some bars, and I'm like, when I heard the bars, I was even asking, "Are you caught to the bars?" Because these bars are hot. Okay, so Bishop, my last question for you is: there are lots of restaurants around you. What do you think sets you apart?
I think that question, if I'm answering that question, it feels like saying those good things about me by myself, whereas the people needs to be the judge for that. But I'll answer you anyways, because some of this feedback, we get it. You get what I mean? So some people will come to us and say, man, the reason I keep coming here is so much life in here. Every time I walk in, it's like I'm home. It's like I'm with my family members. It's like I'm with my mom, my sister, my brother. I think the reason is because of the way we treat them, the way we communicate with them, we make them feel like, oh, this is where you want to be. Plus, like I said, the food tastes the same. Nobody wants to go to a place where you pay $20, pay $30 for something. You go home, you're regretting why you even did that in the first place. And you might not go back there. You got what I mean? So services matters a lot. So I think those are some of the few key things that has made us stand out. Plus the fact that, like I said, word of mouth is the fastest way of any advert. People just keep putting the word out there that, yo, have you been to this place? Have you been to this place? There was a guy who came here. He knows me. He never knew that we moved over here from the previous location. So somebody brought food and they were eating. And he wanted to join the guy. This is true life story now. The guy said, this food not go reach, blah, blah, blah. Blah. So when you buy this food now, you get to eat this food now. Say, man, the guy said, okay, may they eat together. I go carry and go to the place. They drove. They passed my former location. The guy didn't say nothing because obviously he didn't wait to see where the guy they carry and go. The guy brought him right here. And as soon as the guy walked in, he saw my wife. Then the guy who brought him now realized that this person will stand when he bring come. Know this family pass him when bring them. So you know the food, he know the family. You know what I mean? So that's word of mouth. You know, because of the way we treat people. Because I think that's one thing a lot of the Nigerian restaurant should look into. For me, doing this business, I'm not doing it to knock out other restaurants. I'm doing it to help my zone. Because you one man can't do it alone. So I have friends who have restaurants. The days that I'm not open, people call me and say, hey, sometimes they forget. Bishop, how far? They're your location now. Why you guys not open? I'm like, yo, what's wrong with you? You're not supposed to open today. It's Monday or it's Sunday. But go to so restaurant. Tell them, Bishop. The reason I'm doing that is because I want that guy to see me as a friend, not as an enemy. Then let the people be the judge of the food. If the food is good, you don't get two restaurants where they eat. The day I'm not open, he knows where to go. The day I'm open, he knows where to go. If the food is bad, he be the judge. Like, I'm not going back there, no way. You know what I mean? So these are some of the things that, you know, I think we're just getting right. And, you know, I think a lot of Nigerians should look into that, especially Nigerian businesses. Don't see us as your enemies. See us as we are here to help the community. We are growing bigger and bigger, and one man can't do it all. You know what I mean?
What a day. Mm-hmm. And this I will drop from the Naija Mouthpiece set of producers. And what I'm going to say is this. He just talked about love. If we can share love within our community, we are here to stay. Canada is a place for us to take over if we can share love. What is that information you have that can better the lot of your neighbor that you're hurting? Put it out. Whatever it's yours to discover. That is what the system says.
Yes.
Put out that information out there for all to share from, and whatever that is going to go to A will not be the one that's supposed to go for you. Everybody has the opportunity of going to try it, try whatever they want to try out. He has been able to show love, like he said. He will refer people to other restaurants to go try it out. So whatever you have out there, kindly try it out. I mean, give out the information so people can share from your own idea. It's another time with the Naija Mouthpiece crew. We appreciate everyone that has listened to us today, and we look forward to having you on our next episode. Thank you so much, and God bless everyone.
Peace out.
Peace out.